Spooky, spooky. No. Let's hope our internet works today, y'all. That's gonna be our most exciting thing is if our internet doesn't die. Morning, Dragon Alchemist. How are you? Found some spooky White Bat audio mixes for streaming. They're very, very fun. I'm excited. We've got a whole new settings on our internet, so hopefully that's working really well. Paranormal, welcome back. It was good to see you last night.
Paranorms. Ooh, let's flood the room with incense.
We are.
Ooh, is this
We need
yours?
to sage too. That's probably my old one.
Sherry.
Crushed berry. If you want to use it, you can. I forgot it was in here. My petite is. Ow, Tina, that hurts.
What's she doing?
She's scratching my leg. They all want to be picked up.
Well, guys, I'm sorry, but oh my God, she's not gonna let me. Come here, Tina.
I'm telling you, they are something.
Oh, Tina is trying to get healed, so I cannot allow her to sit down. Now you can't sit up here for an hour and a half, honey. Okay.
It's just an eye ulcer that I've been trying to get taken care of for quite a while now.
Over a month.
Yeah.
She's been on debridements and eye drops, 3 eye drops 4 times a day for over almost a month.
She needs a bath.
She's lost weight though, like probably 3 pounds.
Yeah, she has lost. I don't think to say that much, but she has lost weight, which is really good because she needs to lose a little.
No, I'm sorry, your sister's injured. I have to pick up your sister. Yeah, baby. Lost in them. Who else in there? Oh, Paranormal Witch. Hey,
And
Paranormal
Dragon
Witch,
Alchemist.
Dragon Alchemist. Hello.
The good thing is, this is the most stable it's been on the new internet.
Furry Rage.
Hey, Furry Rage, how's it going?
Furry.
Just
Fur.
so you know, our gain is up really high on this, so it's pretty loud.
Oh, don't talk as loud. No worries.
I just turned it down a little bit. That should be better. We want to make sure that we're not like crackling or having any vocal fry because it's been a month since we did an actual show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, we had Hurricane Milton.
We had
and then
2
work.
hurricanes in between.
Yeah,
Helene
Helene
and Milton.
and
So
Milton.
I'm still trying to get back on a normal routine. And
Is that Ma Petite?
yep, I think the routine's not going to be the same anymore, but I'd like to get back on one.
Yeah.
I don't do well just here and there.
Yeah, I definitely want to keep or get back on our pathway here. That'd be nice.
Very normal.
I'm still setting a few things up, so we'll get started very shortly.
No, stop that.
We do have some topics today. We're kind of winging it a little bit, but we're going to talk about Samhain. We're going to talk about Silent Supper. We're going to get your guys' opinions on what you do. Silent Supper is one of my favorite things ever for the whole year. It's like Thanksgiving and Halloween together for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my favorite. Miss Ma, you
I already
know.
told my boss I'll work Christmas this year and take a different day off, but it depends on you. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, I don't do Christmas.
I'll work. Yeah, you're gonna have to stay up here, honey. Yeah, I can't cross my legs like your other dad does.
I think of course, I love the Yule part, but it's just nauseating the commercialism of Christmas.
Yeah.
I guess if we could volunteer and do something different, though, to counteract it, we could go work at a homeless shelter or food drive or something like that, and that would be better than kind of cut that Christmas energy.
Yeah.
Good morning, Ravenna.
Ravenna Dawn, good morning. We are. It's been a good day so far. Mama, see, I can't. You're gonna have to stay up here. Are you okay with that?
Tina, do you have any concerns? Yeah, you bastard my eye.
It's 10:45. Okay, yeah, we started a little early because I was testing out a few of the changes to the internet and changing some of the bit rates and things like that to make sure it's working. I have a hankering feeling it's still going to cut out at some point because the internet still isn't incredibly stable, but it is working much better than it was. And we finally got this little like repeater box working. Look at her.
Aw, come on. Good morning, Calvin. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. I'd love to watch that again.
We should. There's a lot of things I want to watch. It, Ma, you can't go there.
You cannot lick Tina's eye, ma petite.
I know what you want. But my legs are longer, so I don't create a little spot for you. I'm sorry. We've had a lot going on. We've done a lot of stuff, a lot of changes, a lot of things happening.
Like we've been at work for 3 weeks straight.
Agreed.
With the 2 hurricanes.
And I've got some very not happy things coming up with work that are stressing me out really bad, but we'll get through it.
We need to do some work for that. Calming.
Cleansing. I think I'll do a key spell again.
Clearing. Yeah.
Last time I had to do some things at work, I did a key spell, which was directed at individuals, specific people, to make sure that they had the keys to unlock their next door without any stress. So I use little keys and bind them to the people and use them to kind of do that, which I think is fun. I mean, it sucks to do it, but it's neat. I like keys. Keys are a thing for me. I had a freaking Bumblebee Jasper key, and it broke. I'm so mad about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I remember that. Huh.
The one we got from the fair, the psychic fair. I told you, it broke in half, and I showed it to you. It's sitting over there.
Oh, well, I'll have to relook at that.
Yeah, you will. Because you were upset with me.
Maybe I can mend it. Look for some magical ways.
I was thinking about using that Kitsugi kit on it.
Hey, that would be really cool.
Or just using some...
Gorilla Glue?
With gold flecks in it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that something that's been broken and mended is more powerful than the original, to me, is hard for me. That's a hard idea for me.
Huh.
Which is why I think I need to do it. All right, so hopefully you guys can hear us pretty good. I think we're pretty rolling here. There's a pretty big delay, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and call the corners.
Yes. Hear me, friends and ancestors from the east. Hear my voice carried on the air of clarity and truth. Watch over us as we cast our circle of safety and love.
See me, friends and ancestors from the south. See my flame of passion and creation seared into the energy of the universe. Watch over us as we cast our circle of limitless possibility.
Feel me, friends and ancestors from the west. Feel my love, fear, sadness, and joy washed into the waters and rivers of compassion. Watch over us as we cast our circle of connection and motion.
Reach me, friends and ancestors from the north. Reach my feet and hands, the earth in my toes, and the work of my fingers. Watch over us as we cast our circle of grounding and protection.
Know me, friends and ancestors from the ether. Know my intent, know my heart, and know my spirit. Watch over us as we ask you all to join us in perfect love and perfect trust.
Hear, see, feel, reach, and know that the circle is safe, the circle is sacred, and the circle is cast.
Be it so.
So mote it be. So mote it. I like that word, mote.
Harm none, do good. I like that.
Just do what you will.
No, I like... Oh. Harm none. What is it? I gotta look at it.
Harm you none, do as you will.
Do no harm, do good. That's what I like. Do no harm, do good. That's from the International Church of Metaphysical Humanism.
I like do what thou wilt.
I like do no harm, do good.
Good for you.
Joy, good morning.
Alan. I kind of feel like the do no harm, do good is personality, not spirituality.
And it could be. I just like the thought.
I do too. But from a
Like to
spiritual...
me, it goes... And of course, I love the do what you will.
Do what thou will.
I still like the thought of, mostly not trying to harm people or others or things
I
or
agree.
animals or places.
Like I said, it's for me that's a rule of life, not a spiritual specific to me, but I get that. It's pretty neat. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get rolling. And do our thing.
Ooh, do we have anything where I can put these books on?
We do.
Sweet.
But we also need to make sure I get my coffee.
Oh, yeah, it's probably ready. Do you want to hold my Tina? Or you don't want to hold her?
I would love to hold Tina, but I have a mama.
Well, what am I going to do with her while I get your coffee?
I'll hold her.
She's injured.
Mine needs
Or she's recovering. Look at her. I'm sorry,
Look
Tina.
at that claw right here.
Oh,
See,
oh, yeah.
See it?
I'm sorry, baby.
You gotta cut it.
We will.
But yeah,
I'll
we've
hurry.
been loving on our Tina, keeping her separate from the other girls mostly. You can see her cone. Hey, baby. I definitely think it's healing. So Miss Tina has an ulcer in her eye, and has had it for about a month. So we're trying to get it fixed. Yeah, we miss you too, Joy. It's been a month since we've had a show. I didn't realize that with all the weather stuff happening. That's crazy. But our show today is going to be probably a little short. We want to make sure we have some tarot time, but we do have somewhere we have to be this afternoon early. And the weather is so amazing right now down here in Florida. You want to be outside. I'll be traveling way north, so I'll be in Detroit and Toledo and Allentown this week, and so I'll be all over the place. Lots of driving and stuff going on. Thank you for my decaf.
Yep. Decaf, no specialty. Come on, baby. Come here.
Not Ma's.
Come here, little Sheiky.
Ma thinks they're all coffees for her.
I love you, Tina. She's put up with eye drops. 3 eye drops 4 times a day for 3.5 weeks.
Ma, I just can't hold my
legs. I just hope she doesn't have to have surgery.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just can't hold my legs like that. It hurts. Petite. And she's going to want me to hold her the whole time. Promise. Mystic Manny, hello.
Mystic Minnie, good morrow.
Good tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to the Sarasota Medieval Fair that's like less than about 17 days away.
Yes, that will be super fun. We're excited.
That is a highlight of the year. Thank you to Joy for introducing us to that. Or introduced to me. I don't know if she introduced you to it, but she introduced it to me.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I'm excited.
Much, much fun.
I think it's important to get out and do those things and kind of have some fun with things in general. So, medieval fairs are fun. I want to go to some other ones, though. We talk about it every year, and we end up not going to any others.
I don't want to cheat. That's my thing, like you have about cheating. I don't want to cheat on Sarasota.
You lie. You lie. So we're coming up on another turn of the wheel, which I think is funny to say it that way because, turn of the wheel.
Did the stream freeze? Can anybody see us or hear us still?
Hello?
Hello?
It's going on our end.
Can you all still hear us and see us?
Hear?
Hey,
Okay.
yes. Thank you so much, Paranormal Witch.
Yeah, this is the first time it actually hasn't frozen early on. Perfect. Okay. We have about a 10-second delay too, so we got to factor that in. But hopefully we don't run into any snags today because I reset some settings and moved some things around. But I was going to say it's weird talking about turns of the wheel because it's not like the wheel's like here and then when Salann comes around it goes to here and then when you Yule comes around, it goes to here. It's the wheel's always turning through, so there's no hard set, right? It's a slow turn of the wheel. 365 days. Um, just waiting to see what he's doing.
Trying to see if this girl had any more books.
Okay. So I guess we can start like we always do, right? It's weird. We're a little out of practice if you can't tell. What have you been reading lately?
Thank you for asking. So the very big difference from this time. Last year we were reading a lot of Anton LaVey's books. I am currently reading
Excuse me.
Silver Ravenwolf's Hedge Witch. And I really like it. I'm about 25 pages in so far. It seems to be a nice book. Easy to read, good energy, all about, some basics of manifesting. So I'll update on that one. But what I wanted to do is it brought me back to my favorite and most helpful occult book I've ever read. And I read this 4 years ago. And it's Craft of the Hedge Witch by Geraldine Smith. And this author, and I'll go into a little bit, I won't take all the time, but a little bit. She has made the most sense and given an explanation that makes most sense to me about why we feel out of tune trying to connect to things in our modern world. And she calls it the world of agreement. And basically, did y'all see it? Basically,
did y'all see it?
Well, did they?
They did.
What she uses for the world of agreement is to describe the ordinary daily world, the world of agreement, because its existence is entirely composed of a complex, interlocking web of energy formed of the expectations and agreements of billions of human beings as to what is real and what is not, what is important and what has no relevance. The social foundation of people's thoughts and actions are held in place and continually renewed through our voluntary participation in the realm of ordinary human affairs, and by the inherited belief that this realm is all that we need to concern ourselves with. And that just made the most sense to me. I read it 4 years ago. It's still the best book I've read on the occult, and I'm going to reread it after I finish the Silver Raven Wolf Hedge book.
You know what that reminds me of? Because I want to read that for sure.
Oh my gosh.
We have been really diving into like occult studies, I should say, right? Left Hand Path, LaVey, Setian Session, however you say it, the Temple of Set, and all of these things, and all of them, I don't want to call them like academic, but they're like occult studies. They're mystery processes and intense, and there's so much going on with them. And what you realize is something that Joy has actually kind of taught to me over our years of knowing each other now, is that all of that stuff can get as complex as it can, but it doesn't matter. Not saying that it's bad or you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying for me, it's the simpler things that make the most sense.
Oh my God, yeah.
So all of the things that, you go through with, I don't know, the Illuminati and, and all the details of, becoming a living God, or, what's left hand path, right hand path. That stuff's great, and it's neat to know, and you learn from it. And I feel good about taking in new information. But my eclectic practice is just that. I'm an eclectic witch, and that I'm not left hand path. I'm not Setian. I'm not any of those things. I'm all of those things, but I'm not any of those things. It just comes down to, what do you do daily? How do you go outside and enjoy nature and spend time with the world and follow the things and reconnecting? That's what truly makes the impact. The rest is neat. It satisfies my itch to learn stuff. But my practice always comes back to just witchcraft, druidry, and hearth witch, really. Hearthing. Like being the general heathen. The Norse speaks really well to me too, but it's all of those real nature-based things. So it's just a reminder that all of that other stuff it's neat. Like I like reading it. Like I like reading I'm not saying it's fantasy. I'm just saying I like reading fantasy novels. They engage me. They make me feel good. I learn from them. I learn things about myself. But this is where it's at for
And I
me.
think agreed. And I think one thing that draws me to the path of the hedge witch, hearth witch, green witch, kitchen witch, whatever it is you want to call it, is that the belief that magic, and we do magic every day in little ordinary ways and things. It's not a big, always a big spell or ritual. And I will tell you, I really like it, and kind of on the same similar thought path lately. I've started listening to Daryl Anka. If anybody heard that he channels the alien Bashar, but in one of the videos he was watching, it was like the world, like when you're awake, what we're doing, what we're trying to keep up with, what we're trying to accomplish on the mundane plane. It's like really, it's not what we really need to attune to.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're awake, doing those things without thinking, unconsciously almost, it's probably not the right word, but without thought, routine, job, back, sleep, work, home, sleep,
Mm-hmm.
5 days out of a 7-day week. It's like we're more asleep when we're awake, and when we're asleep, we're more awake because our mind can really be open without restriction to what was real, what we should attune to.
I think it's the same thing as kind of on the same vein of what I'm talking about, just in a different way of our brains want us to go to and know the really neat and intricate stuff. And we've set up a situation where we have to engage on a level, and it's a false engagement because otherwise we're afraid of what we might actually learn in the simple things. Because that's where you really find out who you are and what you do and what's going on in life.
And I don't know if it's just my age. I'll be 47 in 3.5 weeks or so, 4 weeks. But I feel like I'm just so out of tune out of 46 plus years of this rat race. And it just, now more than ever, it just doesn't seem real to me. It's the world of agreement. It's what people have agreed is real and it's important, and we just keep doing it. I also saw a couple days ago, and I wish I could remember the name, but it was a commercial about a group that they help you set up your own, like a little commune or eco-living system. And I was like, God, that would be so neat. And that appeals to a lot of people because that's what's natural. That's what we should be doing. But how to do it in a modern world, not sure. But what I do know is
People do it.
People do it, and I'm really called to the hedge witch way and learning more. And I would recommend this. I mean, I will say, there's a few grammatical errors in the book, but honestly, when I was reading it, I didn't even notice because it gives you some not ground rules, but some basics. It takes you on an exercise to cross the hedge, which is just magical to me. So if I were you, I would read it. It's my favorite occult book. Doesn't mean it'll be everybody's or anybody else's, but I think it's worth a read.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's good stuff. It's about getting back to connecting with what's real and the magic and the normal. Magic is the normal.
Yeah.
In everyday life. It shouldn't be once a month or whatever.
Yeah, we've created the the devil as ourselves. We've created the chains that bind us to these things, and it's hard to get out of it. And the best I can hope for in my personal experience is to at least lengthen the chains so that I can have more places to walk. And that's the hard part. But again, I find that interesting because it's really, I liked learning about this other stuff, and I think I've learned from those things, but it was seeing the intricacies and the details of some of the other things. I'm like, yeah, that's not what this is supposed to be. We don't need all these extensive details of things in order to be appropriate, engaged, connected, magical individuals. My opinion.
One of the kava tenders Thursday night, told me something. I was like, yeah, that is so simple, but so true. We got to talking about the moon and what the full moon was, the harvest moon. It was the largest harvest moon of the year, and just talking about how much we like the moon. And I think, gosh, I just hate that I can't get a good picture ever of the moon. And she said, stop. She goes, I've tried on my phone, that never works. I've tried hooking a telescope up to my phone. I haven't been able to capture a good picture that way. And she says,
you're not supposed to.
The universe is telling you it's not for that. It's to stop you in the moment, to be mindful and just look at the moon. I was like, okay,
can I just say sense. I've told you that before?
You have. But I love my Chloe. She's like, she is the best, better than the rest at Kava and spirituality. I like when I go there with her.
They're neat.
But yeah, just stop. And like, so I will not keep trying every time to take a picture of the moon. I will mostly enjoy. And don't get me wrong, I am still going to try to figure out how to plan to capture a picture of the moon.
The best way to get a picture of the moon is to use the right camera and the right lens, which can cost well over $1,000.
Yeah. But mostly daily, nightly,
yeah,
I'm going to look up at the moon, towards the sun, whatever it is, and just be there in the moment. And what she said made a lot of sense to me, and I've heard it, I've known it, you've said it before, but she was like, stop. Just like, look at the moon. That's all you need to do. You don't need to get a picture.
Something that I've carried with me for a long time, because whenever I was little, I used to look at the moon, and I felt like the moon was kind of, and we call it the satellite, right? The moon was our connection point around the world. Everybody can see the moon at some point. So if I'm looking at the moon today, somebody else is going to see the moon tonight or tomorrow or at what point, or millions of years ago or whenever, right? So looking at the moon is always, it's the switchboard that connects us in my mind to do that. And what I have found with, and welcome, James, what I have found
James. Awesome.
is it's not important to get a picture of the moon, because when you look up at the moon and all you see is that, a full moon, you can still apply what you've learned in other ways on it, and your feeling of it changes. So for example, looking at pictures of the first people walking on the moon, look at pictures of the moon that have been taken already, and look at those intricacies. And then when you look up at the moon in your mind, you have that information now. You can apply it to it while you're looking at it. Because to me, and I don't take a lot of pictures.
I take too many, and I need to be in the moment more.
Yeah, I don't mind taking pictures. It's not a thing like I just can't do it. I just don't think of it, because whenever I look through that phone or that camera, I'm like, I'm missing out on the rest of the picture.
The energy.
Like, where's the rest of the picture? The person or the isn't what's important. It's everything outside of that frame. And so I just don't do pictures very well. So that's a weird thing. But yeah, it is so different. But you can study the moon and look at the moon and learn about the moon. Like when I first learned like that a full moon is technically half moon, because we don't see the other side, right? It's only lit one half of it. So a quarter moon is really a half moon, but we can only see 1/4 of it because of where the sun is. You start learning those things about it and applying it when you look. It's really neat. But to think that every person who's ever looked up at the moon that's ever existed, they saw the same thing we see. And you looking at it, you're plugging in.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm sure Jesus has some great teachings, Melissa. Thanks for sharing. But yeah, so that's kind of my thing with the moon. But that's good. I need to remember that topic. We have more on that.
What have you talk about what you're reading? I kind of feel like
you did
talked a lot, but
that's good because you don't usually.
I don't usually, and I love this.
So I just finished Life Cloud, which is a neat science. It's a science book written in the 70s. So it's an older book. It's got some actual. What's neat is some things that we've learned now is it's wrong about, which is kind of cool. But it talks about the origin of life and how what are the most likely potential scenarios based on what we know and have seen from like meteorites and other planets. And it's a really cool book. It's not a hard read. You can really take a good chance, reading that if you're interested in like the science of stuff. And they really talk about like, if you look at the building blocks of life, one of the most important things to ever have existed is polysaccharides, sugars, because those sugar chains make up the energy that supports us, and nucleic acids, which makes up our DNA. all of the things that make those amino acids and proteins up are found in comets.
Hey, Tabby.
So at some point, there's this thought that the Earth was as barren as the moon, and it became Earth-like because comets rained down with these polysaccharides and ice that melted and things like that. So it's a really neat read. Really, really neat read. Hail Santa, Lord of Glitter.
Gifter. Our Red Lord
Gifter. Hey, and glitter.
And glitter. Glitter works.
Every time I put on a Santa hat, I get glitter on my face, red and green. Good morning, Tabby.
Tabby.
Don't forget, crap, was next Saturday the 26th?
I think so, yeah. Why?
We're going to have to remind me. Next Saturday is Haunted Tea. We also set up a hanging out with Cat.
Oh, maybe we should move that to Friday.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Yeah.
As what was I saying?
Tea.
Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Yeah, so that's SoundCloud, and then I'm also reading because I needed a break from everything. I'm reading City of Death by Ephraim Matos, which is he's a former Navy SEAL. If you've ever watched Mr. Ballin, it was on his SEAL team, so that's how I found this book. And it was somebody that was on him, and he talks about some real crazy things that are in Iraq and some things that have happened relatively recently. So if you like war story type stuff, it's a really good read. But something completely different. I'm still reading The Expanse. I think I'm on the 10th book now. That's been a 2-year-long journey, but I'm way behind on my Goodreads. So I've got to get all that together. Yeah, Mr. Bullen is a really good storyteller. And I watched a couple of specials about him, and one of the things he was talking about was a co-member on his SEAL team. Both of them are ex-SEALs. And one of the gentlemen that was on the team, Ephraim Matos, wrote a book called, like I said, City of Death. And actually, I'm about 25% in, and it's a really good story. It's not my typical thing. It's well outside of what I normally read, but it's kind of nice because, it's just different from what I normally read, and the story's pretty good. Sad, but good. Very sad, but good. But that's what I'm reading right now.
I just ordered you a copy.
So, good. So, with that, we're going to pivot just a hair. And we're going to pivot to... What are we going to pivot to?
Open discussion.
No. Salann.
Salann?
I forgot what I put in the title. Salann, the wheel... Oh, Silent Supper, too. I want to talk about those things. So, and it's Samhain time, so we always talk about Samhain and Halloween, and I think it's kind of standard, what do you call it, topic for this time of year. But I wanted to talk a little bit differently. So last year, I remember we had some conversations about Samhain. We were still dealing with hurricane stuff at that point. It was really rough. Year before last.
The roof.
And then last year we were still having some trouble.
I mean, our roof, how long have we had our roof fixed? Has it been a year yet? Or
no.
Not quite. Hadn't been a year.
It was finished early this year. It was like February of this year it was finished.
From a hurricane, an event from 2 years ago.
Yeah, Ian. So I was asking around, I was looking up, what deities would you call to, or would people be interested in when it comes to Samhain? And so Samhain, it's I don't want to say it's like the Day of the Dead, but this is really, you need more coffee? We'll get more coffee.
See if I can do it holding you, baby. I don't want to let you down.
It's okay. So obviously we need a refill. I said obviously you need a refill. But Samhain is really, it's a turn of the year, right? So it's all about festivities. The Gaelic festival, that's the end of the harvest season, right? It's where the darker half of the year basically starts, and there's a lot to do with that place, right? That darker part of the year as we go into it. I don't really like when people say the barren time of year because like there's so much going on underneath, and that's the point. We have to go on with all the things underneath, and that's where we go to as we head to Yule. But Saman is really like, the doorways of the underworld are open, the veils are thinning, is at its thinnest, and we walk through them to not just honor our ancestors, but to honor what they stood for and honor, the change of the year with that second harvest, the last bit that's going to be able to give you any food. Because after this, if you didn't have enough, you were going to be hurting for the year, right? People would die. People would go hungry if you didn't, at this point, have what you need. So when you sit around and celebrate Samhain, I would, and many people do it many differently, but I would urge it more than just, the spooky time of year and just hanging out and the underworld connections. But why would you want to have this thinning veil of the underworld? Why is it important to be on that ability to kind of see the other side and to connect? It's not for our morbid curiosity. It's because we draw on our ancestors to give us the knowledge and strength to make it through the hardest time of the year that's coming. We don't experience that very much because in today's world, we don't get nervous for food as it goes into fall. But think about how scary that would be, right?
It would be really scary.
If your life depended upon this last harvest and something didn't go right, or there was a bad crop, or there was an issue, that would be terrifying. And kind of bring some of that into Samhain when you celebrate and think, okay, that's why this is so important, because our ancestors had to have survived through it or we wouldn't be here, number one. Right? Because if they didn't survive through it, it would be bad. We wouldn't be here. And yes, Bjorn, thank you kindly, sir.
Bjorn.
She may not always be fair, but we are her children, yes. And you know what? Fairness aside, she's going to do what needs to be done because we are all in the same vein. Another important point, too, that just came to my mind that I know most people think about is probably a moot point or a unnecessary to be said. We look at connecting to nature, but we forget that we are nature. So it shouldn't be that hard to connect. Connecting with nature is so simple. You just have to do it. But yeah, like we talk about that a lot. I've heard a lot of people like, I want to go outside and connect to nature, and I want to connect to the Mother Earth and all these things. Like, yeah, but we have a direct call line to nature. We just have to use it. It's always there. We just forget it. Like when I get on a plane being what most people would call something very unnatural, right? I mean, it's a freaking plane. It's very manufactured. But when I get on, I touch the door, I touch the hinge, and I touch the wall because all of those things came from somewhere on the earth.
That's a good point.
Every constituent piece of metal, of everything that put it together came from somewhere on the earth. And I think thank you for the aluminum that goes into the frame that holds this up that the earth created or that came from a meteorite somewhere. Who knows? So, very interesting to me. But anyway, back to the original topic.
Back to the original.
What are some good deities that you would like to call on for Samhain?
I don't know about there's a couple. One that I've never tried to connect to but would like to learn more about is Pele, the Hawaiian goddess. I've never really worked with her, but I feel interested in her because we did live in Hawaii for about 3 years when we were younger, my mom, my sister, and I.
So is Pele associated with the fall, the autumn? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. I would think fire, but I don't know as far as seasonally. So she's definitely one I want to learn more about.
I'm going to look her up real quick because I don't know anything about Pele. I know Coco Pele.
What's Coco Pele?
Coco Pele. I'm just kidding. So Pele is the goddess of volcanoes and fires and creator of the Hawaiian Islands. Tutu Pele. She was born as a female spirit named Haumea, a descendant of Papa or Earth Mother and Wakea.
Haumea.
Sky Father, both descendants of Supreme Being. She who shapes the sacred land. I can see that being somebody I would use
I really
or connect to for Samhain. Pele, the creator of land, and there are volcanoes. As a matter of fact, I think pretty much all or much of Earth is created by volcanoes, or at least covered or connected to volcanoes. So Pele would be that'd be pretty neat.
Kilauea. Oh, that's a okay. Looking at Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm gonna read up some more on that.
Yeah. It's interesting how Maya was a lady that we knew back 25 years ago when we were in Hawaii was named Haumea. So this is neat to see the name Haumea in the story of Pele. Ooh, Kali, yeah.
Kali, absolutely.
Kali. Okay, that would be.
Not worked with either of those, but Kali was up your alley too.
Kali and Pele. That's what I want to study for the Halloween or Samhain.
All right, so we're gonna look at that.
Kali.
I don't know what I'm gonna kind of consider. I've worked with Hecate before this time of year or all around. That's for me it's the crossroads that make it a point. So I know Elin of the Ways, Elin is not necessary for this time of year, but also as part of the crossroads, which I'm very interested in. Because I kind of feel like at these liminal spaces, just like you have liminal dusk and dawn, your liminals on the year are, Samhain is one of the majors. So, yeah, and
Lord Hades.
That'll be neat. Lord Hades, that would be very cool. Yeah, which one? Oh, Veej, yeah, she's just chilling. I was like, are you talking about the one in my arms? Because my arm is falling completely asleep. This little thing. She is hot, so I'm sweating. My arm is sweaty. She is special. As soon as I put her down, she'll try to come up my leg.
Listen, my petite. Hey, my petite. I'm not going to move you, baby. I'm not going to move you. They associate with Samhain.
Taino culture, Makitaori, Guayaba, if I said that correctly or close. Yeah, the Morgan is definitely one that's been kind of brought up. Cromcroch. I don't know how to say that. But this is a god associated with Samhain in ancient Ireland. According to Christian monks, the firstborn child was sacrificed at Cromcroch stone idol in Maastricht. I cannot pronounce that properly. And then the mating of the Dagda and River Unis and Celtic. So, yeah. A lot of different things. I obviously I do tend to work all the time. What do you call it? All the time is Carnunos. And I work with Carnunos often, but most often he's effective in spring and summer for me. Fall and winter is a little bit different. Like there's a little bit less like the drawing down. So I need to read up on some of the stories about the transition of Carnunos and Pan. Because there's this story, and I can't remember all the details, Joy might, of their birth, their growth, and then their death as the old man, but I can't remember the names that we use. So I'm going to look into that. But Hecate is one that I've worked with a lot in this kind of respect, so might do that. But we'll look and see, because that'll be very interesting.
So Kali and Pele are mine. Hecate.
I'm going to have to look.
What about what gods? What did it say?
Yeah, let's see. I can't see, it's too small. We're kind of looking up a couple to see if there's a list of any of that people have brought up. We'll look through and see. But yeah. We'll see. Most of that's Celtic, some Celtic tradition too. But anyway, so that's Samhain. And I know, again, we've talked about it in the past about like what is Samhain about, and we did that little short history, but that'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't know anything about Lord Hades. That'd be kind of cool to learn about. So the other thing I wanted to bring up before we kind of go on and into other things is Silent Supper. So we've held Silent Supper pretty much every year, and it's gotten smaller and smaller. But I think this year we are going to join a larger group and see how that goes. Maybe do a separate smaller one for us too. Sometimes I don't know. But the whole idea is
Dumb supper.
yeah, I hate that
I
phrase.
don't like that one. Yeah.
So when I first learned about Silent Supper, it was called Dumb Supper. But I've also seen it called Silent Supper, and I think I like that because, Dumb Supper in current meaning is a negative connotation. Now, back when it was, referenced Dumb Supper, that's not necessarily the way it was meant, but it just doesn't fit current ideas, so it doesn't work for me that way. Oh, that's tough, Bjorn. Sorry, just catching up on that.
Aw.
Yeah, I don't like that.
When I'm,
Hopefully that'll be okay.
This stuff I don't understand, but I'm glad you're there to support her.
Yeah. So Silent Supper is a great way to honor relatives to me and non-relatives or people you don't know. We keep an ancestor altar at all times. I wish I could move the camera to show it to you, but we might post some pictures. But
Update it.
It's yeah. Well, we have added stuff to it. We've never taken anything off, so it is like overflowing. We probably need to clean it up
Clear it and then
reset it.
reset it. Yeah, badly.
But in a nutshell, what we did is we utilized handmade black scrying mirrors that we made with Joy to kind of peer into as we were having the Silent Supper, which was really cool. But we set a plate and we cooked things that our relatives would have cooked. Like my grandmother's famous for her macaroni and cheese with tomatoes. So we would make that. My dad loves steak, so probably we'll have steak, make something for steak this year to take. So you just set a serving for the ancestors of all the things that they loved and enjoyed, while they were there, and kind of walk through the path that way. But there's the majority of the supper is in silence, as makes sense because it's called Silent Supper, right? And during that time, you think about your ancestors. You think about those that you know and that have gone before you, that you've enjoyed, that you don't know that you couldn't exist if they didn't exist, but you have no clue who they ever are. How did these things get to where they were and where did we come from? And then going as far back as to the ancestors we never met and never knew. Those common ancestors, 20 times removed that we have no way of knowing. We use Silent Supper to kind of get to know them and appreciate them for their existence. Let alone anything bad or negative or inappropriate that they may have done in their earthly form. It's not about that. It's about the individual connections themselves and what they did and what they do. And then afterwards, we go fun and have joyfulness.
Picture of
Oh my God, my arm hurts.
Awake.
So if you haven't done a Silent Supper, I know now you think I'm gonna put you down because
Ooh,
I
this
am.
smells delightful.
What are you doing?
This tincture of awakening smells nice.
It's strong. You want some? You can take some.
Do you put it on or you put it in?
Drink.
Drink.
It's strong. You can put it in a cup too, like in your coffee.
Oh, go ahead. Give me some tincture of awakening.
It will change the flavor.
Very woody, earthy.
No, it's strong. But yeah, even if it's just you and your closest mates or whatever, you can could do a Silent Supper if you wanted to.
Thank you, tincture of awakening.
Mm-hmm. You smell it?
Oh, I can smell it.
Mm-hmm. So,
awake me. Do me right.
You can... Told you can taste it. You can put a drop on your tongue too, and it feels like it burns a hole.
Ooh, no thanks.
Ma, you can't come
for
up.
that, I think.
But yeah, so Silent Supper is one of my favorite things. But after the Silent Supper, then you talk about your ancestors that you know, and you get joyous, you have a little fun, and celebrate that. The one that we did here a few years ago was, oh my God, so much fun. I think there was 10 of us. It was really nice. I know the one we're going to this year, I'm really excited about because we weren't sure we were going to do our own, but I really don't have the fortitude to do it right now after everything that's been happening. So, and we want to be out with people that we know and love. So that was a decision. But yeah, so that's that. So yeah.
What is everyone's take on the etymology of Sky Father, Father Sky, and Mother Earth? She has thousands of names in different cultures. Oh. Everyone's take on the etymology of Sky Father, Father Sky, or Mother Earth.
So, yeah. So I can't go super into detail, obviously, about etymology of that, but I think there is, and I know we were talking about it before, I think it is innate human nature, especially when you're really connected to the earth, to ascribe the meaning of things to deities that exist, like Mother Earth, Father Sky. And over time, different interpretations of that have changed, but I do ultimately believe they're all the same thing. Just with the different cultural tune to it.
I'm gonna look that up. Sky Father, Father Sky. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, well, think about it. Mother Earth, Earth Mother. Where do you think that came from? There's an old story where, and I can't remember who it is, so please forgive me. I'm not good with information, names and stuff, but where the straddling of the river and creation of more things, and how the Earth Father impregnates the Earth Mother. I mean, the Sky Father impregnates the Earth Mother. And I think that it really, if you were to list out every experience, deity, demon, all the stuff all together, which I know people have actually done and tried to do, they're all coming from the same place to me, in my mentality. Hey, Ziggy, welcome.
Ziggy. Hello.
Ma is eyeing me like I am a terrible person. Look at her. Fine.
Come on. Can't see her. Oh, a little bit. She want to be picked up, huh?
Swear to goodness, this dog. Baby. But yeah, I mean, that's a really neat question. I really do think that that it's not like, you know, for example, the god of thunder. We didn't just say, oh, thunder, we don't understand it, it must be the god of thunder, and we made up that god. I think our connection to the earth, regardless of how we do it, or the universe, really alludes us to these entities and energies that we just don't always understand. I think we understood them back then. We said we know there's science to back up thunder and lightning. That doesn't, to me, preclude that there's entity and energies that congregate around that thing. So I kind of feel like all of the things that come from the universal source, that's kind of my base feeling. You have the universal source, all of that culminates together, and you have this other energy that is spread out so that we can understand it better. Oh, I love Ancient Apocalypse. We should watch a couple of those. Let's take one.
Sounds interesting.
Watch it at a place this afternoon.
The other side of you.
He's your baby.
I see that.
You're so demure.
I see tears. Was is my father's sky, but I know many scholars could debate his nature.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about the scholars thing and the debate about that is you can know But even when that's not what I want to say. 99% of even our scholarly information is still based upon inferences of understanding things. So I do love it when there's that debate. I'm not part of it. I just like last night. Those things are grades above me, and I'm not interested at this point. I'm interested in the simple. And so,
Maybe.
when there's this debate of where does this energy really come from? Where is this whole nature of a specific god or goddess thing? It still has levels of inference in it. Now there may be evidence of certain things that they were changed. Well, Teeter and Tiwaz both have very similar letters, and Y was used for I, and they were found in the same place. And maybe this is a change, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's still an inference at some point. When you sit down as an individual, the Bjorn Algis, right, and you sit down and say, the energy I feel is this, and that's what's connected for you, then that's what is. There's just no way around that for me. Are you happy now?
She looks content. Hello, baby.
I swear, this dog.
She likes to be held.
So I think even things like, and this came up with talking about the spirits of Salann, right? So Carnunos, you'll have people that'll say, well, Carnunos isn't a god for Salann. I'm like, you don't get to choose that for me. Yes, there's evidence that there are other gods and goddesses, associated with these things, and you'll find 10 different answers. And some people are going to say that theirs is right because it makes the most sense. Doesn't mean Carnunos isn't showing up when I call upon him on this thing that I'm doing. That is for me to figure out and me to work through. It's one of the reasons why I think practicing witchcraft is or practicing paganism is so important. We have to make sure that we're practicing ourselves and engaging those things. Because I might engage, you love working with Hecate, and I engage Hecate, and Hecate is like, no, not today, not working with you. Does that mean I don't get to celebrate Salann, right? No, it means that I have something else I need to do, some other way I need to work through the process. Welcome in, Kayla.
Kayla.
And yes, humans are a mind to boggle, to say the least. Yeah. We complicate things so much, so quickly. It drives me nuts. Because that is what we do.
Oh my gosh, that's our specialty. And why? I wonder who started complicating. Some things are really good. I'm going to give an example. And I think it's really neat because like you, I think many parts of this car came from the earth. So everybody knows I'm a Tesla. I love my Tesla. So yesterday, I finally had available the smart summon feature. And it is freaking cool. So I went to Walgreens last night and tested it out. When I came out, I waited right outside the door, hit the come to me button, and the car pulled right around to me. And it was so cool. So some things that we research or do are kind of neat. And then I saw a video speaking about Tesla. You always hear about the EV batteries and how bad it is for the earth and da-da-da-da. So they're coming up with a 1,000,000-mile battery that will just be amazing. Plus ways that when these batteries from the cars are done or whatever, they're complete, they're trying to figure out ways and have to put them into components from those batteries into other products, such as the power walls, such as to power grids and things like that. So I'm really happy to see them taking a little bit more sustainable approach to their stuff.
Yeah. And that's good because all the things that once they've translated into something else, they get junked. That energy is still there.
Yeah.
But it's how we treat it afterwards that's a big problem that we have to figure out. I think it's funny when people say global warming. I absolutely believe in it. I trust the science behind it, and I think human beings are speeding it up way fast.
Okay.
But the Earth is going to survive. We're not killing the Earth. We're killing ourselves.
Well, I mean,
we're the ones that are going to be gone.
We see where humans have caused it, like in the areas for the hurricane, where they built up in certain areas.
Yeah.
And it's interrupted the natural flow, and it floods. The water cannot get like it would, and it floods those cities. So It's our doing.
Thank you, Kayla. We appreciate that.
What did she say?
He was sitting in the yard running it up and down the driveway for like an hour. And
it
yes,
wouldn't. It wouldn't though. It wouldn't.
It did try to kill me once. That's all I'm saying.
But it's been way improved. That was like
I haven't tested it out yet.
7 months ago. So, no, you're right there, Kayla. Too. Like you're literally, it's like a remote control car. That's what I call it.
And it won't go over like 6 miles an hour, right?
It won't go over 6 miles an hour. It's literally you're in control of it. As soon you monitor it, and as soon as you see anything, lift your hand off. It stops within half a second.
What if the connection disappears while you're doing it?
I imagine it would just stop wherever it is.
Just hope that they're like Kayla and won't sue us.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm gonna do a video. Well, I need Brian to film it so I can show how cool it is.
Nature, nature, yes, will come back and take over itself. It absolutely will. I really like what Ziggy said there. That's super cool. It's human nature. We are meaning-making machines to overcomplicate everything. Yes, we have to assign meaning and stuff, and sometimes it just is.
God, I'm almost half a century old. I want to start getting back in touch and tune.
It tried to kill me. I'm telling you.
Now I agree with it. It should never do it to me, but you must have said something bad about Imogene, and she did definitely.
All
but
right. You definitely need to play Cyberpunk because it's going to teach you what your car is going to do one day. So
and
yeah,
the summon won't work on the street. It's literally only in parking lots and driveways. So you can't remote control your car down the road or anything like that. But in a parking lot you can, and in your driveway. Oh my God, it's so freaking cool.
I just dripped coffee. Sorry.
That Tesla has been the best car I have ever owned. And let me just say, from all the concerns going into the hurricane and the bad weather, that car was a lifesaver during the hurricane.
That is true. You know, with the way we have our house set up, if everybody else,
our setup, right?
Everybody else who's running to get gas and everything, we just go home and charge because we have the solar and the backup battery.
And our solar powers the house that charges our backup battery that can charge the solar when there's power outage. So our setup, it was a lifesaver. You're on point. Oh, where's it? What color? It is blue. It is blue. Yeah, I've had it about 8 months. I got it in February. Yep.
Yeah, we offered our neighbor, they were out without power and she was charging her phones. I said, look, come to our, you can just come in our gate and plug in at our backyard and charge and stuff, and even plug in a TV if you want or a computer. And they just stay in their car running. So I was like, okay.
I tell you, those Tesla Powerwall backup batteries made the difference of like 200% from Ian to now. Now you gotta have the solar panels for it to work that way, but this setup with the solar, the backup batteries, I mean, I never would have even known.
Yeah.
Really, that would
pick up.
Uh-oh, did we stop?
No data.
Good guy biker, hello. I don't know. I haven't been able to wear it in 2 years, and I just felt like wearing it today. I've been wanting an excuse to wear it for a couple weeks.
Hopefully we're back. We kind of tipped out there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it looks like it came right back on. So, good guy biker. I don't know if you heard it, but Barbie shirt, because I don't know who wants to, but not sure I've seen you in here before. Biker, what do you ride? Just interested.
Oh, you guys are back.
Okay, I don't know what that was about. It does that. We've had that issue a couple of times, unfortunately. Yeah, just very frustrating, but I'm glad it came right back. Last time it didn't come right back. We were stuck for a while. There's definitely a huge delay, which makes it a little bit harder for us to communicate too, because we're answering questions out of order, but that's okay. Hopefully we're back up and back running. But it is, anything else we want to hit on that, or do you want to switch over to Tato?
No, but I just do want to show them. Can you put this book up in case anybody's interested? Oh.
I can.
Or I can show it here. It's The Craft of the Hedge Witch, A Guide to the Solitary Path by Geraldine Smith. If you're interested, I did purchase it on Amazon, and I have no anything. Just that this has been my favorite occult book.
One of the good things that I'm a little happy about being somewhat overweight, right? My belly can hold ma petite as I'm changing arms. All right. Furry Raid, we got you. Kayla. Joy. For clarification, remember you're going to get a general read with just a couple of cards, unless you say something specific. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Like even the YouTube didn't stop. Like the music never stopped.
Miss Tina.
Oh, wow, that sounds awesome. What are you gonna do in Mongolia? Is this a learning trip? So we've got so far Furry Rage, Kayla, Joy for clarification, Mystic Manny, Ziggy Dreadful, Ravenna Dawn. Anybody else like us to pull a couple of cards? That just is phenomenal. Like that's something I would die to do. I don't think I wouldn't know what to say, ask, or do, but I'd want to just be present. All right, Ma, I really am gonna have to put you down on the floor now. I'm sorry. This dog, I swear to goodness. Kelvin, we got you, my friend. We're gonna switch our little thing, y'all. I'm gonna switch this over so you can see the book again that Rook was talking about. We've got this his Hedge Witch Guide to the Solitary Path. So very cool. James, we'll add you two about work. Paranormal work reading. Seems like a lot of stress around work. That's always tough. I am going to probably use the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. Since we're heading into that time, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what we can pull there. That's irritating. It makes me mad. Yeah. Yeah, we are just past the full moon too, the full super moon. So, good time to draw down some energy. I'm just stalling till Rook gets here and we'll get started. But good time to pull down energy and start doing things of maybe banishing or things that you want to go away or disappear or lessen. So very easy magic. If you want to draw down bullying or bind bullying or cut it down, you can do some small work to do that. It's a good time to start working to end things if they need to end. Cut the extra things out. That's this part of the moon cycle, right? So, you need to close chapters of a book or take care of things or end things. This is a good time to do it in the next 14 days. 13 days, 14 days. I do speak and chant to the decks that I use most often. The steampunk, the ones that I carry with me, that I take everywhere. There's about 2 or 3 decks that I consistently read from. Otherwise, I really just kind of work with a single spirit guide that is associated with tarot for me. And it kind of is the almost like a externalization of my spirit guide specific to tarot. And that's kind of how I work with them. And so that same spirit guide that has been on a journey with me, hopefully doesn't change, but also helps me when I am looking at other things like runes or... Since you thought you opened the outside door, VG thought you opened the outside door. She got really excited.
Oh, VG.
Ooh, where'd that one come from?
Use it Celtic of the Dead Oracle.
Okay. So again, book, we're going to move that out. Did I transition that properly? Yes, okay. Here's your book back. I am not good with runes. I only have learned their connotations minimally and some connections to letters. It's still a work in progress for me. They're deeper meanings I haven't got into yet. Haven't really picked a good source for them. One thing that I have been doing lately that's new is working with alchemy, and that's going to be one of my next books that was recommended on one of our Apocrypha shows a couple weeks ago. You guys missed Apocrypha last night. I was quiet, didn't say a word the entire time, but it was a great conversation with Shea Belay on Nietzsche and the Left-Hand Path. So that was really neat to listen to, but I'm definitely a consumer still in a lot of things. Those things are a bit technical to me, and I don't always go positive, go that deep into them because I like things to be simple. Ma, you can't get up, honey. I can't cross my legs to hold you. You will fall down. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. It was still a good conversation, but like I don't do interviews well. Like I'm not an interview person. I'm not a news anchor. I'm not Barbara Walters. I just don't interview people. If we sit down at a fire and have a conversation, it's gonna happen great. But I'm just not interested in doing it for a podcast or thing. I'm just not good at it. I don't like it, and so I'm not going to do it. That's a boundary for me. I have no desire to do it. So, no desire to do it. So I'm going to put these books down if you can see them. It's tiny. That is Seasons of the Witch, Samhain Oracle, and the Celtic Book of the Dead that we're going to be reading from today. And yes, alchemy is awesome. I've read on some of it before. I've actually done some work in alchemy, and I'm excited to get into it a little bit more with these books that just kind of showed back up. I have an idea. We need to take one of the next course with us. That's what we need to do today. All right. Sorry, I was just thinking about something that we wanted to do.
Yeah, squares.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes. All right. So here's yours back.
All right. Yes, I'll definitely need.
Yes. The Book of the Dead is gorgeous, and I actually have a copy of it, like an actual original copy of the book itself, not part of the deck.
It's interesting that the cards are like playing card size.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of cool.
Caitlin Matthews and Danuta Mayer is the illustrator of that. Yeah, I'm more than happy to. If you're talking about speaking with me, Bjorn, we need to get our Discord together and have just a fireside chat too. Maybe we'll do that this afternoon later. I'll send a message in Discord if we happen to hop back on Discord, because that might be just a little conversation piece we all can get back together. I miss those, Now that we both have our iPads and our headphones, we can be at the same table and listen separately and not get in each other's way.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. So Furry Rage, you're up first.
I need to clean these cards. I need a little incense, please, of some sort. Let's see.
I'll start some one of these. And we're going to burn two things. We're going to burn the rest of our Peace Day incense from 2022, right before Hurricane Ian. It's time to get that off the books.
I really want a candle closer to me. Are you okay if I scoot one?
Take one of the ones at the end, the green or blue ones.
I think Edgewood Tree or green is a perfect color. Does this work?
No.
No.
Yeah, no, it does not.
All right, let's see here. I feel like I wanted to put this. Ooh.
So we've got a little bit of Peace Day left, and we've got a little bit of our Salann from last year that we're going to burn. And then we're going to kind of mix together our last two. And we're making a new one for Salann and Day of the whatchamacallit. What did I call it? The Silent Supper. So I'm really excited about that. Hope I can get this started. Yes, I always make a bit extra so that I can keep it because I just want to be able to remember it. And I always make one extra tin so that I can add it to our mix that has all of the ones we've ever made in. So it's like a perpetual, blend. So yeah, this one right here, I know you guys probably can't see it, but this is a little bit of every blend we've ever made. And yeah, you can't see it because we're in the thing, but a little bit of every blend we've ever made. This is the blend that we made last time when we were with you guys with the crystal grid. So a little bit of that's going to be added to the main one also. And then this is what's left from Salann. So we're going to burn that today.
We're doing Furry Rage first.
We are doing Furry Rage first.
All right.
Me too. Very, very, very excited. All right, Furry Rage. What we got for Furry Rage?
I don't know what the cards offer.
The frog. May the lily beneath your breasts allow you to drink from its healing waters. Be still, for there is serenity behind the drowning croaks. The frog is actually a really, I won't say common, but a really neat symbol of being able to go into two things, like the amphibian, fully in water and fully on land, but neither one, but both. And the healing waters of the frog are the waters that sustain you and get you back. So you know if the frog is surviving well in the water is clean. I'm not saying you should drink water. I'm just saying that's where the cleanliness comes from. So drink of the waters of the life that sustains you and keeps you moving forward. The one beneath your breasts. and really go into that. Go into what it is that you need for healing. So in the book, I don't normally read from the book, but this one I will just because it's a neat one and I don't know all this. So yeah, transformation and serenity. So you're transforming, you are or will be transforming soon in a very positive way by going through the healing waters and healing yourself. It's easy. This is an easy transformation you may not even know is happening. There is a furry frog, by the way. I have to look it up too. I can find it. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to change. Your higher self will take over, and you just need to go forward and be patient, and that this transformation is positive. So there's a positive movement coming your way.
All right, I pulled Island of the Giant Cattle, and it is regarding biting off more than you can chew, false assumptions, provocation given or received, goal is before you, but you are prevented from attainment, overconfidence, hubris, humility, keeping things in reserve. To me, this is about keeping it keeping it small. Island of the Giant Cattle. Keeping it small. The solution is not some big, elaborate, detailed
and
thing.
cows.
Nope. It's all about preparation, making sure you've got what you need, and just leaving it at that. Don't try to overdo. Don't try to overdo things. So if you've got an event or something coming up, a class, a workshop, or just something small for family, all you need is what you need. You don't need any more. It will flow naturally. Don't overdo it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what it's saying.
I like it because it fits right in with the frog not needing to do anything special or not needing to do something major. It's just let it happen and just let it happen. You know, because
Clear the cloth. What are they saying? Clear the cloth so we can see the cards better. What does it mean? Oh, move the cloth off the table? Is that what they mean?
No. Yeah. Probably these busy things. I can't zoom in anymore. That's what I was trying to do to take up the space, but we'll move these up here. The problem is, like I said, I can't zoom in. Well, actually, I might be able to. Let me see if I can get it to zoom just
zoom it
a
in, zoom it in.
Ma thinks I'm coming for her. I want to zoom. Yeah, see, it didn't change any. I don't think it'll let me zoom anymore. Oh. Yeah. Let me try one more time. Should let me. Okay, yeah. So it won't zoom anymore, but that's hopefully better, yeah. Got it. So that should be helpful. So yeah, it's okay, Mama.
All right. So what? Fire Rage, Kayla. All right.
I'm gonna put a little.
Oh yeah, maybe we can clear with some incense. I'll do it with heat first.
Peace day.
And light.
Oh, that smells so good. And what's interesting is, you know, I don't have to even label it to know what it is. As soon as I smell it, I know exactly where it came from. That's the Peace Day blend. There's no question. I did write it on this one, so I know it is. But
oh my God,
as soon as you smell it, I'm like, that was Peace Day. Like it has that memory locked in for me. Kayla, let's see what the Seasons of the Witch.
Ooh. All right.
Say for Kayla.
Those are really beautiful cards. Really beautiful.
Nature spirits. On your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. So I love this. This is really, really good timing.
That was clumsiness.
The nature spirits are all the spirits that are around us all the time that do the little things, the little hearth spirits that keep track of all that's going around, all of life and all of the things that happen. So they're really a reminder that there might be a need for some reconnection and some more like toes in the sand kind of thing, where you're really paying attention to the little sprites and all of the little fae and everything that's flitting around you. They've got a message for you. They're bringing something to you on the wind, and it's good, but you just have to be able to make sure you're listening to it and that you see it when it comes. So keep an eye out for all of the little spirits and things that are around because they're talking to you. The little sprites and the elves of nature are asking questions and giving information.
Island of Plenteous Salmon. What card is that? 3? I can't read the number.
5.
So to me, it should be something about abundance and receiving abundance. But let's see if I'm right.
You also have to remember that the salmon, if I'm not mistaken, was the most intelligent creature in the whatchamacallit, in the Mabinogian. I can't speak.
So I get that it's like manifesting abundance, but I can't read. This is bad. The book says rest, respite, recovery from struggle, rightful reward. I get that part. Rightful reward, abundance, manifestation. Or recompense for efforts. A period of reflection. Gifts received at just the right time. Generosity without strings. All right, so it looks like you could possibly be coming into some a payoff, abundance, rewards for work, or it could be unrelated to work.
Somebody
just
holding
a
out.
blessing.
Somebody holding out might be paying up.
Yeah, just abundance. So good. Like something, a gift should be coming. Coming your way.
And it might be the nature spirits that are telling you about it.
It might be the elemental.
That might be why we're waiting to see. Maybe that elemental work is going to pay off. That would be my guess. All right, that was Peace Day. What's this one? This one does not have a label. Ooh, this one's strong. Don't wait too long, you'll miss your cleanse.
All right.
Kayla, Joy is next.
Joy.
And Joy is seeking clarification.
Let's see if we guys have any for.
Oh, that one smells so good too. I think this was last year's Yule.
Oh, that smells so good.
That is hilarious, Bjorn. You sound like AI in chat.
Who does?
I don't think so.
Oh, get it, Kayla. Your license. I just saw that.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were working on that. You had mentioned that before, so that is awesome.
Speak Pagan weird. Okay. What joy? What clarification? Destroying need. Universe, what clarification does joy need? Right word? All right.
All right. Clarification for Joy. First card I got was Banshee.
Okay.
So, Banshee. Now, this is not all what it looks like, right? So we immediately want to jump to the negative, but my experience with Banshee is clearing and watching out for potential omens or things that are going on. So Banshee is a fairy woman from Irish folklore who heralds the death of wailing, shrieking, or by wailing, a shrinking, or a keening. I can't talk today. Maybe spirits of young women, but it's more common a woman who's intensely grieving passing of a loved one, and she brings a death. She brings a cry of death. And reading the Banshee's cry can also mean it's not a physical death, it's a symbolic one. You are facing a potential ending. It will not necessarily be easy, and you may mourn the loss of it, but it is an internal thing. Just be sure that you don't let it drain you. Know that it's time to let it go. It's important to remember that every ending has a new beginning. So the heralding of the Banshee in this case is a situation, thing, or something that's going to likely be ending. And in order for the next phase to start, maybe it was supposed to start and didn't. And that might be because this other thing hasn't ended yet and it needs to. And it's not something you're going to be super happy about and you don't want to end it necessarily. But once you do, all other paths will come open. So something needs to be trimmed off of your plate.
The Island of Recognition. So this has to do with premonition and kind of go with your premonition, your intuition, listen to a premonition, a sudden realization. If you've come to an epiphany or a like, wow, or a strong thought or feeling of this is what it is, go with it. Don't second guess yourself. Remember your intuition is correct. And we need to, Island of Recognition, recognize things for what they are. Even if it's something that you don't. You're like, God, I wish it weren't this way or that one what it was. Go with your intuition from any premonitions that you get and don't overcomplicate it. It is what you feel it is. Trust yourself and recognize it for what it is. I don't know what that means or would make any sense, but Island
Not your
of
message.
Recognition, not my message.
I like it. Like, Island of Recognition makes me think of it's a place where you go outside of this world to see and figure out what things need to be changed and moved, to recognize what might need to be ended and moved along. So that's a pretty deep read, Joy.
Island of Recognition.
Yeah, and the Banshee.
And the Banshee.
Something needs to be turned off, let go, moved on. Manny is next. Mr. Mystic Manny.
Mystic Manny.
Just another Mystic
Manny
Manny.
has posted some freaking awesome.
Yes.
I don't want to call them cosplay pictures, but that's amazing pictures. I'll just say it that way. Artful pictures of him in different dress.
Fucking amazing.
Just awesome.
Like, dude, I can't even figure out how much energy and time that probably takes to put together, but that is awesome.
And creativity, man. That is just
Don't light them on
really
fire.
Cool.
Get a little close there.
What does Manny say? Manny, okay, let's see. What
Mystic
does
Manny. I
he
need
know?
one more souffle. Apples.
Hey, Manny.
Apples. To taste, one must allow it whole, and beneath the satin flame hides drowning waters. So I remember this coming up before. So this is Apples from the Seasons of the Witch Oracle.
Calvin's and a couple more. There's 2 more after this. Kelvin. 2
Yep.
more after this. And then it'll be you, and then James, and then Paranice.
So the representation of this is kind of like not the greatest here. It's the and I love cider, so good. When an apple appears in your spread, it's a warning to pause before making decisions about someone or a situation. You do not have all of the facts yet, and there could be danger for you now. Betrayal and deception are likely, so be vigilant. You must tread carefully until everything comes to light. Mm-hmm. So not necessarily a bad thing. It's really about not making any big movements until you have all the information. So, bobbing for apples, making sure that you know exactly what's in the tank before you go peeking your head in and pulling out a rotten apple. So I'd give it a mode, give it a pause, I should say, not a mode. Give it a pause before you take your next step and make sure, because if you don't, you could end in some really bad things and some bad outcomes. So the wait up is good. Move. All right,
Okay.
you too, Kayla. Have a good weekend.
Bye, Kayla. All right, have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by. All right, Mystic Manny. I pulled 2 because it just said to pull 2. One was the Isle of Plenteous Salmon, which was also somebody's about something's coming. You're going to get either rewards from something you've been working on or just a gift, something that may have been due to you. And also Barinthus. And Barinthus is leading soldiers back home after the battle. It's about spiritual leadership. So I don't know if you're working on thinking of leading a class or mentoring someone to do with the spiritual arts. But if so, it shows you in that picture and that you represent not an elder, but someone that is a spiritual leader, instructor, guiding people back home. Probably something on a life's journey, so maybe something personal. Not sure, but that's what I got.
Very nice.
Barinthus, and Island of Plenteous Salmon. The ferryman, yeah.
Yeah, there to carry you across.
Yeah, he's cool. I like that card.
Neon Cicada, welcome in.
I just got my business cards from a spiritual and a cult. Woo! Oh, sorry, that's probably it. Sorry if I'm loud. I forgot you said he had tuned it lower, more sensitive.
That is too awesome.
That is cool. Now we are on to Ziggy.
I want to see them.
Can't you see? I love to watch on Instagram swinging. It's so cool. I wish I could do, but I can't do what you can do.
You okay?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks.
I'm fine.
Never better. Let's
see if you remember this one. This one's about 2.5 years old.
Smells really good. I'll let you go first so I don't cut line. You could totally do it. It looks freaking awesome. I love watching you on Instagram.
I probably could not.
I don't do top tip too well, but I do look at Instagram.
All right, who are we reading?
Oh, this smells like Ziggy.
Ziggy?
Yeah.
All right, let me do my little connection brain.
Oh my god, that smells amazing.
It's been sitting for 2 years. They think they keep getting better and better.
Remove that scattered energy that I have into it. That's a cool idea, Furry, about Christmas movie tarots or cards. And then next will be Ravina, then Kelvin, and Dreams, and Paranormal.
The backplate that you're talking about, Neon Cicada, this is from the Sean Cross Tarot, actually. I have 2 of them. Actually, our big mat here. Some people don't like it because it's a little negative there in some cases, but I am a big fan of it because I just am. Good deck too. The Sean Cross. I forgot the actual name of it, but they do call it the Sean Cross Tarot from, I believe, you can get it from like the tarot guys, and a couple other people, but it's a good one. But all right, Ziggy.
All right, what is this Ziggy? Yeah.
Ziggy got Banshee too.
Read this. Pillar of the Silver Net. Is that what it says? Pillar of the Silver Net.
So, Ziggy got Banshee. So again, we're going back to the idea that with the Banshee, we have something that we need to end. There is a situation, a thing that we don't want to let go of, but it needs to be cut out. So, it's to me, this is a very alchemical card because it makes you need to let go of something that maybe you don't want to let go of, and you're holding on to it, but you know, like, this isn't good. I probably need to let go of this. I'll be much happier. Things will work out better, or I can't do both of these things. I have to pick one. So I would really look at what you've got going on and see if you might need to make a choice and potentially drop something that's too much on your plate, and kind of cut it out from what you're doing. Be my notion.
All right, so I pulled for you. Sorry. Working, I'm tied to it sometimes. Pillar of the Silver Net. All right, so if you if you are casting your net out or expanding your horizons, comfort level, what you're doing, you will pull back. It will be beneficial for you. Or if you already have, and maybe you're experiencing this now, that there's a benefit to casting your net wider and pulling in some good stuff. Whether it's a friendship, abundance from a money standpoint. If you cast your net wide, it's gonna come back rewarding, not an empty net.
Nice. So a little bit of messaging there. This time of year is a lot about like cutting and letting go too. So I think this kind of fits with just the theme of the year, when we go through these changes.
Bless you.
We're really trying to, trim the fat so that we can make it through the winter. We have to be a little bit miserly and make decisions to move things around a little bit. So I think that's where that's coming from. Next up, though, is Ravenna Dawn. Ravenna Dawn.
All right. Okay. All right, Ravenna. Let's see.
This was a full moon mix we did in 2022. Oh, that's there. Each one is so different. Oh. Yeah, that's never fun.
There's no instance better than the ones we've all made together.
I know. Ravenna Dawn. Let's see.
Welcome, Ziggy.
All right. Ravenna Dawn, just say hello. I want to make sure you're still here. I want to still pull cards anyway, but I want to make sure you're here. Not that you're here, that you hear. God. I'm just not talking today.
Okay. Now that is a true jumper.
I saw that one jump.
That wanted to be heard, so
we have the altar. I love this card when it comes up because what do we do at our altars, right? We think, we open ourselves, we meditate, we offer. I don't like devotion so much as offerings. We connect. That's where we connect. Doesn't have to be a place, but we connect. And that is really important for us, whatever we do, that we have this altar, this place to go to. Like we have the sacred space in Druidry where we go, and at our altar we do things there, and it is a safe place, and it's where we connect and move things. But let's see what the book says. Devotion. So each altar you create is a beautiful expression of who you are. It's where you hold your connection to something in spirit that resonates with your inner self. This means your guides are thrilled to see that you're making extra effort, and you need intention, a worshiping space that you can harness energy without disruption. So you might want to take your current altar, or if you don't have one, create one, and put something together that is very satisfying to you so that you can get to that next level of intuition. Or maybe you've had the same altar for a long time, or maybe you've just recently changed it and maybe it needs to adjust a little bit more. But whatever you use to connect might need a little bit of attention. So
all right, I pulled Island of the Eagle. This is about transformation. What changes are you thinking about making for yourself? And it should be something to benefit yourself, to either give you rest, to boost your self-confidence, to give you a course, maybe to give you more knowledge that can help you be knowledgeable, maybe help you make more money. But it's really about transformation and make a change. What changes are you thinking about making for yourself? You should consider it and do it. But first, think about what that change will mean for you.
So again, we have some reconnecting and some movement needs. That seems to be the theme today. Cutting off the old, reconnecting, and moving things along so better things can come. Kelvin, you are up.
Kelvin is up. So before you need to just...
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. I'm not sure what it means. Remember that vague thing you talked about earlier, Bjorn? I'm not 100% sure what you're saying there. I'm just kidding, not vague, but talking about just like before reading generally, or very cool, Raven. I'm glad.
Cool.
I know we still have to actually do full reads. We've been promising to do that forever, and we have not found time to do it. But I do want to get to the point where we are able to do full reads. Yep. All right, Kelvin.
All right.
Card number 1, Kelvin. This is All Hallows Eve. Call upon the voices that stir your senses through the night. Cast an unforgiven howl as you stomp your night through the ground. So this card from this particular deck is super cool because it's the the summoning, right? So this is asking you that whatever you've been thinking about working with, whoever, whatever entity, whatever work you've been doing, it's ready to summon and to go full-fledged, full force, full forward. So if you pulled this, you're being called to summon your magic. The spiritual realm is smiling on you and waiting to be made use of. Some additional ways to use this energy is to create Salann altar that stays with you throughout the year, or work with one of the correspondences specifically to Salann throughout the year. Try working with something more profound or darker energies, whether it's dark goddesses, Hecate, Morrigan, Crone, or other dark energies. This will help you regularly develop the ability to summon these powers at will. So All Hallows Eve is basically asking you to create an altar or a space where you can constantly pull in your dark energies, gods, goddesses that you're working with to get them to the next level. That is too cool. I love that card.
All right. And I pulled the Island of Cannibal Horses. So this just be aware of
That is
of making any
card.
decisions or conclusions out of anger, rage, or like maybe a manipulation of power, by yourself this week. Be mindful of your thoughts this week, and that your decisions or opinions aren't formed by yourself through rage, anger, aggression, anything like that. I don't know what that means, but hopefully you do, or hopefully you will.
Yeah. I really like that, how that kind of just happens, because this is really about moving forward and doing your stuff. The Loud Fox, welcome in. Glad you stumbled in, and thank you for subbing.
Hey.
Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy it.
Good morning.
We are nearing the end.
you.
We're currently doing some quick reads for tarot. We do 2-card pulls.
All right.
If you want to be added on, we've got 2 people ahead at this point, but we can certainly pull a couple cards for you. Hopefully, you're able to go back and look at what our conversation was today. We keep it very general, very informal, just kind of chilling out, talking about a few topics and seeing how we do.
This is for James. All right, James wants to know.
Yeah, James wants to know about a new position. Will it work out? James work, new position.
A new position work out. Okay, let's see.
Bat. So I can go ahead and say with the bat that this is a positive thing when it comes to what we're talking about. The bat, I want to look it up in here too, would be a positive thing, that things are going to work in a good forward place, because the bat is all about like the hidden things, the coming out of the shadows, and being misunderstood, but in lieu of that, still succeeding and moving forward, because even in the darkest night of things that many people are afraid of, bats flourish, and they are amazing little echolocators, and they have all these really neat things that they can do. And so if I'm working through a process, then the bat is the one that's kind of in the background saying, you don't think I can do it, but I can, and I will, and I'm going to do it differently than you, but I'm still going to do it and be well. So with the book, it just kind of talks about allowing yourself to feel energy moving through you and your surroundings. Generally, doing spiritual work isn't always glamorous, and you might have to get deep and ugly. So it requires you to be honest, though. So maybe it's going to take some work, and you're going to have to really push hard to make it work out, but it sounds to me like it will.
All right, and I pulled for you again the Island of the Eagle. So transformation, yeah. What changes are you going to make, and how will those changes affect you? So this tells me, yes, it's going to work out. You may have to be open to new ideas if it's a new position, new company, etc. But it will work out. Just be aware of how these changes and how changing your views of things will affect you, and they're going to work out fine. And then
I love bats.
paranormal. Paranormal. Okay, work reading. All right.
Paranormal's next, and then we got one more. Yeah. Well, like I said, the bat is doing things in the background. I don't even want to say like underdog, but it is kind of like the underdog story where the bat does things in the darkness. People don't like it. They think they're dirty. They think they spread disease, and like, so do chickens, right? Wuhan. But they flourish. They use all these neat new ways of doing things, and they succeed despite other people thinking they can't, or even themselves. I think maybe to a degree, but more like other people don't think you can do it or don't think that it's okay, but they're going to make it through and move in a positive direction. So the bats are one of my favorite animals. I just really enjoy reading about them. We did bat houses when I was a kid. We should do that again.
Paranormal.
Oh no. What kind of bats are there in Florida?
No.
You don't know? You don't know.
I don't.
I don't either.
Yep. I don't know what to do. Okay. Yep. Many bets.
Let's see if we can give you something to go on with that paranormal. I need to go to more nature-related things like we did in the 6 Mile Slough. We need to go to some more things like that. I really do need to. That's something that's missing.
Yes, you do.
I go out at dusk a lot, and I hear a lot of things, but I don't know which one is them. Although we've been seeing a ton of owls.
So cute, little burrowing owls in our neighborhood.
Tons of them.
They're the cutest things.
Paranormal.
She's being bullied. What should she do?
All Hallows Eve for you too, my dear. So as it relates to being bullied at work or having issues with work, let's just say magic might be the way to go. Don't do anything physical. Don't do anything that's going to get you to lose your job. Right. But you need to either do a binding spell or a hold up, something like that. That's going to kind of pull away some of their energy. This is a really good time to do that. And a really good time being we're into the waning moon season, and doing some drawing down spells or something. So this altar, remember, the All Hallows Eve means bringing an altar to your space that you can use throughout the year to kind of do things with and grow and move things forward with. So I would highly recommend a binding spell, or write the individual's names on a little piece of paper. Make a little chant that goes with them about they will no longer talk about you or treat you inappropriately, and that you will, when you burn that sheet, you are burning all of their ill will, and let it go, and do that a couple of times. So something like that. You need to really get that push out, because doing something physical or through work itself is not going to change it. They're going to keep doing it. So the only way I think through this is magical. And so one way, like I said, with binding spells, but a second way of strengthening yourself and your own fortitude of saying, you can bully me all you want. I'm going to succeed here. And that is just it, period.
Ask them for a piece of their hair.
Pull a piece of their hair. Whoops,
I
sorry.
pulled number 1, Island of the Giant Ants. Big thing, small things become large when fear rules. So you just need to do a small magical working, not to physically harm, but some type of return to sender,
a
protection
freezer
magic.
Spell would be a really good one.
A freezer spell. It's about something small making a big impact for you. So yeah, I agree. Don't physically harm someone. You can go about the the normal process of telling your supervisor, etc. But this is something magical as a solution and something small. Not to harm them, but to literally freeze them from bugging you, or to have them, a little afraid of you. Maybe they think you might be a little bit crazy and they don't want to mess with you. I agree. I think the freezer spell is great. It would be good, but it's about something small having a big impact.
Yeah.
Like a giant ant.
I don't think the normal ways are going to suffice, because I think even your supervisor is not paying attention. That's why the All Hallows Eve,
or just not doing anything.
The idea of needing an altar to kind of move it forward is pretty big. Got to move that. Brandy, welcome in. I don't think I've seen you here before, but appreciate you stopping in. Feel free to. We're on our last, right at the end. We're going to be closing down soon. But we do have a couple spots if you want to for a tarot reading.
All right, let's clear this up.
So the Loud Fox, if you're still in,
Loud Fox,
say hey so we know you're here, that you can hear. And we'll get a couple of readings for you. Now, we do a general unless you specifically ask for something. So, awesome. We'll add you right on. We haven't yet, but we've done one or two maybe a long time ago. We are going to do some very specific. Go ahead, Loud Fox. Some very specific and detailed readings. We just haven't done one in a very long time. So we are going to be doing that, something a little more than just the 2 cards. This is how we end our normal process, our normal stream. So hopefully you have a chance to go back and read up.
On its maiden voyage. Oh, cool. That's awesome. That Loud Fox, the Loud Fox, your scrying mirror.
That is awesome. We actually have created our own scrying mirrors before. We actually have some right over here. That's a really fun and neat project.
Main journey. For Salann? Okay, let's see.
Bjorn, I'm with you on that. That's hilarious. All right. Loud Fox.
Gummy bears. Maiden journey. All right.
Oh my God. I'm shuffling.
Me too. I got the same one.
The Banshee. She is coming up all over the place today, y'all. Remember when we talked about the Banshee earlier? She's about allowing things to end and something new to begin. This could mean 2 things. This could mean that utilizing your mirror, your new scrying mirror, could be bringing about something that needs to end, or that you need to end something first before you step into the scrying mirror. Is there another project you've been working on? Is there another thing that you've been doing? Something that needs to be closed out before your maiden voyage with your mirror. That's what I'm thinking. I think it is time to use it. I think it's probably always going to be a time to use it for me to take it on its maiden journey, but there's something that needs to be closed first. Maybe even doing some kind of like start cleansing spell that you can do with the scrying mirror to make sure that everything's cleaned and gone forward. But there's something that you're going to need to do first. So, and yes, I think in here everybody loves Bjorn. I'll be honest.
I pulled Sea of Glass. It's telling me absolutely use that damn mirror.
It's a good one to pick.
Ability
right now,
to
right?
assess and discern clearly, perception, clarity, psychic skills, vision, clarification will come. Time to take a wider view, transparency. Use that mirror.
Yep. So use the mirror, but make sure that you've finished cutting that off. I'm glad, because the Banshee is about that. And sounds like Sea of Glass is about using glass to see.
I would think.
Yeah. That's pretty clear. I haven't seen that one.
That's pretty clear. Yeah.
There's not a lot to add on that one. That was too fast. I feel bad. I want to do another card. But this is the 3rd time today the Banshee's come out and 10 reads.
Okay.
And we know, like, coming into Samhain, and this time, so we have Samhain drawing down. We have the day is now past afternoon. We have moon, which we're in drawing down period. So we're in total drawing down period, and you throw the Banshee in there. Whatever you're cutting off, Loud Fox, you're supposed to cut off, but use the mirror. And then last, we have Brandy Thompson. So Brandy, hop on up, say hi. Do you have any question that you want to ask?
What's your favorite aspect of Red Resolution? I was with a screaming banshee at one time. I was a screaming banshee at one time.
Was with or a. Interesting Joy. I love that. So guys, if you want to Loud Fox, I don't know if you like Amy Lee or Evanescence at all, but Amy Lee sings a song called Breathe No More, and it has a lot of mirror related discussion content in it, and it's a beautiful song. I absolutely love her voice, but if you listen to how it talks about the mirror and the pieces shattering in the beginning, and then in the end, is it me or my reflection that you want? Talking to another person. That is the popping into my head about our discussion about scrying mirrors and glass. So Breathe No More is one of my favorite songs by her. That one and You is another one. But check out Breathe No More and run through that. So I absolutely love Amy Lee's voice. It's just so all things all at one time. So Breathe No More.
These are my freaking cards.
I'll slow down a little bit.
I know, I gotta slow down.
Breathe No More. Her and Lizzie Hale together. Huh. Phenomenal. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how amazing that is. I need to focus now. Sorry, I'm getting all off center. Brandy, I gotta reconnect here. Okay, we have a jumper.
That was a clear jumper too.
All right, so our jumper is elders. Birthed from seed within the belly of the moon, they are the wise felt touches over our hearts and felt deep within the marrow of our spirit. So elders, I think this is a beautiful card, especially for this time of the year. Let's see what the book says. But I'm getting the whole like wisdom thing. The elders are present, not that they like to really start feeling maybe yourself into that next level, not as an elder, but as in taking in wisdom or moving forward in your wisdom. So when this card shows up, it's reminding you to have compassion for others and never disregard wisdom or experience. You should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day unless you're too busy. If you're too busy, you should sit for an hour. The knowledge can be applied to wisdom as well. Often the thing you need most when life is moving so fast is to slow down and see what you've been missing, or in this case, who you've been missing. So this is really about a person. It's a call for you to meet with your elders to see if they have wisdom to share with you for your current situation.
All right, I pulled
Call to the elders.
Island of the Singing Birds, and this is about rest and healing. What do you need to, what would it help you to rest and heal? Is it this week, do you need to physically rest? Is it walking? Is it exercising? Is it reading? Is it listening to music? Is it getting a massage? This week is all about resting and renewal. Whatever that means to you. Says you should please take some time to try to rest and decompress and rejuvenate this week. Island of the Singing Birds.
Sweet. What about flyleaf? What is that? I mean, isn't that a herb or something? Or am I like being crazy? Yeah, her music can be pretty dark. It's just the haunting part of it.
I really like these cards.
Or are we talking about like the book Flyleaf?
Never ever used these cards. I like them.
I absolutely love those. Alcazar Jones, hello. Not sure if I've missed anything before that, but I'm not sure what you are speaking of. Reddit religion, not familiar. But yeah, I love the Book of the Dead. It's really good. Loud Fox. So we stream every first and third Sunday at 10:45 a.m. Eastern. We have missed a few because we are in Southwest Florida, so we had two hurricanes kind of back to back. So we've missed a few recently, which obviously sucks. But let me just bring us back up here. But yeah, so first and third.
Ooh, Melvin's cards.
He was telling somebody about those the other day. I don't remember who.
Tarot of New Fiction, I think it's
New
called.
Fiction. That's what I was trying to remember.
I think is what they're called.
Tarot of New. I got that part, but I couldn't remember what the rest was. Yeah, everyone's doing fine here. We didn't get hit directly. We got hit really hard with Ian a few years ago. Milton did do some damage and like tore some things up, but it was mostly a wind event. We didn't get a lot of. Some of our favorite places, our favorite haunts, got some water intrusion, but all that's already back open in my area. Just about 2 hours south of Tampa on the water. Tampa got hit way harder. Sarasota got hit way harder, so it was definitely worse for them. So, yeah. Thanks for asking, though.
Yeah, thank you.
But, guys, I think that's it. So we, just for the record, we start at 10:45. We go for about 2 hours. We do about 15 minutes of just general talk as we get ready. We call the corners. We spend about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour talking about whatever topic. We keep it super conversational. We're not here to preach. We're not here to tell you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, what to do it. We're just kind of sharing some of our experiences and hopefully getting you guys to share some of yours, because we are all learners and all teachers. And then we end usually with tarot, either tarot or oracle this week in honor of Samhain oracle, but or Samhain itself. But we usually end with tarot of some sort. And yeah, the only other thing we are planning on doing is we have a lot of recorded videos. We're starting to build those up again. We've got some new tools to use, so that'll be fun. And then we also do tarot readings themselves. We haven't done those in a while, but sometimes those are on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday nights late. We haven't done one in probably 6 months where we do full reads. So yeah, that's kind of how that process works. And again, thank you very much for mentioning that Furry Rage. We do have a Discord server.
I just saw it. I'm slipping, Furry Rage.
Yep, you are slipping.
I'm slipping.
Please feel free to join that if you wish. The only thing that we ask in our Discord is that if somebody has a differing opinion than yours, you can say, hey, my opinion differs. Here's my opinion. And then you shake hands and move on about your business. Anything else than that doesn't really go far in our Discord. And most of the, well, that's a lie too, not anymore. That's not true either. We used to have an open Discord discussion after these every day, but we have our Sundays kind of filled with some other things we have to do that are pretty quick afterwards. So later today, we may open up Discord and just literally pop in Discord. We'll send a message out to anybody who's in there, and we'll say, hey, we're in Discord chatting, and we'll be chatting from wherever we are about whatever we want. So that's just a potential thing. So there's that. So yeah, I think that's it. We're going to close our normal way. We have not changed our normal closing in a year now. I do have to change it, but I just have to change it, but we haven't yet. So we'll get there. So we're going to share a couple of things. Let's get us transitioned over. And we got to wait just a second. There it is. We're going to go full screen.
All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on your Sunday. Please check out all of these awesome creators, witches, and wonderfuls. Paranormal Witch on YouTube and Lady Rose 819 on Instagram. She does a blog on Instagram that's very interesting, easy to read, and just awesome. Follow her and check her out. Unexplained Possibilities, of whom I have his recently released tarot deck, the Tarot of New Fiction, which is just... it's just great. It's like one of my favorite tarot decks.
Mm-hmm. Super clean energy, not very expensive. You can check it. Was it on Amazon? I don't think so.
No. It's on a different...
we need to find that link.
We've got to get his link and we'll post it up in our Discord. But it's the Tarot of New Fiction. But Unexplained Possibilities on YouTube. He's also Unexplained Possibilities on Instagram. You all know Melvin and love him. Watch for him, follow him, and watch for his live streams. He does tarot, all things unexplained, paranormal, Awesome guy. Addie is
Lots of ET stuff.
That's the ET stuff. Yep. Good stuff. Eddie has stayed on YouTube and most social media, who along with this guy to my left, it shows up on your right, Mystic Salann, on Saturday nights now.
Saturday nights.
I had to change it. Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Do podcast Apocrypha. Can't talk.
Apocrypha. Voices of the Hidden.
Voices of the Hidden. And coming soon, we need to update this, but Mystic Manny.
Mystic Manny already came. He's doing lots of videos already.
Okay. So we need to put his stuff up there.
Yep.
Whatever it is, if we have permission, Mystic Manny and Dragon Dancer. And I know you guys, have you talked about what you, Dragon, and some others are doing with that school, or is it not to be talked about?
I just don't have the information right now. It's kind of paused. I know there's a school that we have, Witch Skills, that has been open temporarily, so people can check around. I think that period has ended. That was a 2-week open period. We may be doing another one, but there are 3 courses that are ready to go on there. My tarot course. And then we have a couple of other things. So if you guys are interested in that, there's that. And we are two Pondering Pagans on YouTube and Facebook. As you know, every first and third Sunday at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time, we do our circle. What do we call it now? Our Sunday Circle. Sunday Pagan Circle. Thank you, Paranormal, for that name suggestion. Mm-hmm.
And just be safe today. Have a great Sunday. Have a great week. Manifest your dreams and rest. Enjoy the change and the flow of energy of fall. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you all. We love you. See you next time. Look for us later on Discord.
Yeah.